Alright, we are going to be doing our Papercraft con. So as you can see, I printed off the template. Just sits on a 8x10 sheet. You can use grayscale or quick fast print. You just need the design. Make sure you have a nice pair of sharp scissors. Not fabric scissors though, just paper scissors. And then whatever you want to do to color it, because I recommend that you color it first before you cut it out. Because it's much easier to color and then cut out. Alright, so I'm going to color it and with these markers because that's what I feel like using. Now, you don't have to color them the little luck dragon, the same colors as Con. If you want to do your own luck dragon, by all means do your own luck dragon. So Con's mane is purple. Oh, this is a really dark purple. Maybe I'll just do the outside. So his ears are green, so we're not going to color those. But again, if you want to color your dragon however you want to color, go for it. So suggestion, if you're using markers, test the color that your marker is before you actually start. I'm not coloring right there because that's just going to get folded under. That's why it has that little dot on it, because it's going to get folded under. So I don't need to worry about coloring that. He has a green body. So I'm going to make sure that I get a color green that is ugly. Not that one. That's a little dark. Yeah. It's kind of neon. Hold on. That is funny. This one is definitely... I like how this is the darker one. Yay, knockoff Copics. Okay. So let's... So again, any spots that have this clear with a dot on it, you don't have to color that because that's going to go underneath. And again, you don't have to stay in the lines because you're going to be cutting it out. Oh, so his jaw is white, and I definitely probably should have put a line there. Oh well. Maybe make his jaw green. His jaw's green. Now, if anyone has a really sharp eye, they'll notice something that's a little different with this version of Con than the one that I normally draw. And that is something that I just discovered because I wasn't paying attention when I made the design. I used a template of a Chinese dragon, and they have 4 toes, and Japanese dragons have 3, which is why Con is always drawn with 3. Because he likes his anime. He's from Japan. But that's okay. Alright, so there we go. Use that. We need some horns on him. There's sort of a brownie, peachy kind of color. And then we'll paint his toenails because it's the same color as his horns. Alright, so there we go. I just have to do one more thing, and they are orange. I need to be brighter orange than that. Yeah. There we go. And now I also... Alright, light blue it is. might just take my black and just make his eyes really black. Because my printer's black is apparently not super black. There we go. Alright. Now we get to cut them out. I'm shadow cutting it first because then I can go in and deal with all those fiddly bits. Oh, yes, putting them together. You'll also need a glue stick because you can use tape too. You can use white glue, although it's much harder with white glue because it doesn't, it takes a little bit longer to dry. And glue stick works really well on just regular printer paper. So this slit goes all the way up to just an arm size here. The cutting part is the hardest part. Putting it together is actually relatively easy. And really, if you catch some of the fluff when you're cutting, don't worry. Now you're probably asking, why aren't you live streaming this? Because this is super boring. Well, I'm going to turn it up fast speed, so maybe it's not super boring to watch, but I can't imagine it's super exciting to watch either. Or maybe you prefer cutting it so you can see all the lines a lot easier. He's almost there. There we go. All right. He is cut out. Okay, so now we have our colored con, and I have acquired a glue stick because that is, I found the best way that they stuck together. We have an own individual luck dragon here. What? I have another, I drew this one with crayon. And then this is the prototype. As you can tell, I didn't really bother cutting him. I just wanted to make sure he worked. Okay, the rainbow one can live down there. So you'll see on the pattern, there are spots that are gray versus the big black line. And those are spots that you fold. So there's one here. There's one here. His legs get, or his feet get folded, not his legs. And the other side. Make sure that I hold it so that you guys can see what I'm doing. And then these little tabs. So we gotta fold them up on that part. There we go. Again, this fold there. So his tail should sort of be that shape, and his body is sort of shaped like that. And then we can get to the head, and there's a spot here that we can, there is no line. Is there a line here? Yes, there is a line here. And then we're going to continue folding. And the one nice thing about folding paper is if you make a mistake, then you can just change the fold. And it's not so bad that if you fold it not exactly perfect, it will still go together. So don't worry if you're concerned that your folding skills are not right up there. So he has this crease sort of in front of his eye, and it sort of goes to roughly where his horn breaks. Well, breaks. So you'll see. And then his nose gets folded that way. And then that way. And there's one fold, and there's actually two folds right next to each other. So, you gonna focus on my fingers? No. So, there we go. There's his little snout. I think that's all of the spots that I needed to fold on him. Okay. So I found it easier starting with the head first, just because there's a little bit more stuff to glue up there. No, I misfolding that one. Okay, so I'm going to do this one first. So anywhere where there's a dot, that's where you want to put glue. And you probably want to do it one at a time just to make it easy. So this connects right up to here. There we go. And then you'll see his head doing this funky thing. So you put glue on these two tabs on either side of his face here. And they are going to go right here. So you'll see how his, so this part is going to go right on top of that part. And then you'd have to stick. And then we just kind of push in his snout a little bit and apparently pull off a piece that I didn't cut out all the way. There we go. So there we go. There's his head. So then this part here glues right like that. So I'll do that next. I'm trying to turn my weight chair a little bit so. There we go. So again, I'm going to glue that little piece there and just glue it under the main vizier. Okay. And then after you glue it, you need to re-fold the folds. That sometimes happens. All right. Now I'm going to do the bottom part of his neck. Oh, I glued my finger, not the thing. That helps. And they're just going to tuck on the very bottom of that. There's the front part of your con. Now you get to squish his head down. So these tabs here are actually going to glue to the front there. And you can tell, so there's part of his belly scale, and there's the rest of his belly scale, if that helps sort of figure out exactly how you want to do it. So I'll do one side and then I'll glue the other side. There you go, there's one side. One nice thing about glue sticks is that you can sort of push the glue a little bit. It's not listening the way that you want it to. A little bit. There you go. I'll just double fold that leg again, because he's going to stand like that. And then you can sort of push his horns up if you want. Now he has a little twerking butt, I guess. And this just comes down. So this is going to attach like that. You just want to fold the tail right here, right at the top, just to make it easier. And it helps because that little mark on his back leg is where his fluff attaches. Fold that leg again. And again. Glue where there's dots. And bend his leg. And there we go. There's our very own little luck dragon. You can fold his tail down or up. It doesn't, whichever way you want to do it. So that's it.